Elling is the name of one of the two main characters in this play. It's a story set in Norway, in Oslo. It's a play that's based on a film that was based on a play that was based on a novel, all of which have been extremely successful, written in Norway by a fellow called Ingvar Abjørnsen in the mid-90s, and it developed quite a cult following. It's a story of two crazy guys who find it difficult living. Elling, he calls himself, he's a self-confessed mummy's boy who's lived all his life with his mother and is undone when she dies and ends up in an institution under care. And at the institution he meets Kjell, who is a beautiful, sweet monster, a 40-year-old virgin who can think of nothing but sex. The story of the play is about the two of them, after a period of time in the institution, being rehabilitated back into Oslo society. They're sent to a welfare-funded flat and told to kind of get on and get into the world. And it's about their adventures as they try to meet the world and live in it, when everything tells them they should not even step outside the house. So it's a beautiful story. It's full of pain and comedy, and it's got a very warm, sweet heart. I'd directed a piece for the 2008 season with the Actors Company, one half of a double bill of Daniel Keane plays. And it was a great experience. And I didn't imagine that another opportunity would arise so soon, but Andrew and Kate approached me about directing in this coming season in 2009. And they gave me Elling to read, and it was such a beautiful piece, and I responded to it instantly. I think the biggest challenge in directing comedy is making it funny. Not necessarily even making it funny, honouring the humour and the nature of the humour. It's, I think one of the dangers of this piece is to go for cheap laughs. I was about to say I'm not known for going for cheap laughs, and I think that's a terrible lie. Of course, I'm incredibly cheap, but I do love comedy. I love the challenge of comedy. I love the challenge of a comedy that's based on truth and based on pain and based on people's flaws. I think what's special about seeing this on the stage, hopefully, as opposed to seeing it on film, is that film, just by the nature of it as a medium, is a much more voyeuristic experience, whereas in the theatre, we share this space with Elling and Kjell, and Elling, we experience the story very intimately through Elling. Elling guides us through his brain, and that's a pretty crazy place to be in. So it's I think, by definition, much more intimate, much more playful, and I think you feel the emotions that these characters experience, and they are extreme emotions of fear, of pain, of passion, of pleasure, of jealousy. All of those things happen in a really visceral way in the theatre. We are hand in hand with Kjell and Elling as they go through this adventure. There's something of Elling and Kjell in all of us. Certainly I relate to their kind of extreme fear about what it is to live in a world that seems to demand that you fit in, and they're so aware of the fact that they're not normal, and as you watch them bring normal to them and feel a little bit better about being in the world and accepted for who they are, it's something that they've got to 40, whatever the age they are in their lives, they've gone through the world always being reminded of how they don't kind of scrub up, how they don't fit in, and somehow by the accident of them meeting each other and out of the accident of them finding each other and then meeting a few other people in the world, they realize that the sum of the two of them is greater than they could ever imagine possible, and they're released. They find the world an easier place to be in, and I think that if the audience can sort of see a bit of themselves in that, and take a little bit of the strength of Elling and Shell into their own lives too, I just hope they have a great time. It's a beautiful story.